Hi, welcome to Liberty Park Music. I'm Michelle Huang, your piano instructor. In this lesson, we will look at Menuet in D minor by the German Baroque composer George Friedrich Handel. We will talk about a few of the technical and musical challenges when practicing this piece. George Friedrich Handel was born in Germany and received most of his musical training from Germany and also in Italy. He settled in London in 1710, where he became the Kapellmeister or chapel master, a person who is in charge of making music to King George I. Handel is known for his operas, oratorios, organ concertos, and orchestral works. Some of his works remain to be very popular, such as Water Music and The Messiah. Menuet is a dance originated in France in 3/4 time. This dance is usually for a couple. The word was adopted from the French menu, which means slender and small, referring to the very small steps of a minuet. This Menuet in D minor we will talk about today is written in the Italian style. The Italian minuets tend to be quicker and livelier, and are sometimes written in 3/8 or 6/8 to quicken the tempo. In this piece, it's written in 3/8. A minuet is often in binary form, with 2 sections, usually 8 bars each. The second section is usually a contrast of the first section. In this minuet, the B section is in the key of F major, which is the relative major of D minor. After learning about the composer and a brief analysis of the piece based on the title, let's talk about a few of the technical challenges we might encounter when practicing this piece. The piece is comprised of the same motif, or a short musical idea. 3/8 notes with the first 2 notes connected. This motif repeats over and over throughout the piece in both hands. These 3/8 notes emulate dance steps. The first note is a step down. Glide to the second note, and a light tap on the third note. Sink gently into the first note. Release gracefully after playing the second note. Using the wrist, move to the third note and gently nudge or tap the third note. Again, the motion is down, up, tap. Down, up, tap. Down, up, tap. The same motion goes for the left hand. Down, up, tap. Down, up, tap. Go through the piece and try this motion with the same motif. In this piece, there are many places where we will need to expand and contract our hands in order to move comfortably about the keyboard. Let's take a look at it one hand at a time. The right hand begins with a fairly natural hand position, with a slight more space in between the first and the second finger. In measured Measure 3. Reposition the hand to place 3 on F. Here, our hand is in natural position. To play the scalar passage in measures 3 and 4. 2 crosses over here. The thumb comes under and expand a little bit to play A. As you can see, our hands are mostly in the natural positions. We only need to expand the hand when the intervals are large, such as a seventh or an octave. The rest of the time, the hand contracts back to the natural hand position. Go through the piece, draw lines for the seventh and octaves to indicate open hand position. Play the piece hand separately first, paying attention to where the hand expands and contracts with the music. One of the difficult things about this piece is the constant shift of hand position, especially on the left hand. Notice that the fingerings of the first note of each measure are often given. This indicates that the hand needs to move to a new position. A good way to familiarize yourself with the fingerings is to play one's hand separately, very slowly, without specific articulations written on the score. Playing all detached when possible, but focusing on getting the right fingerings and moving the right direction to get to the next position. Let's start with the left hand. The second time, add in the articulations. Practice the same way for the right hand, once without articulations, focusing on fingerings and hand position, then the second time adding in the articulations. After ample amount of slow hand separate practice, with the right movements for the articulations, the fingerings, and building up muscle memory for where to expand and contract the hands, we're ready to put hands together. If you look at the piece closely, you will notice that most of the time, both hands are playing the same articulations at the same time, which is playing the same motif. Down, up, tap, down, up, tap. Occasionally, the hands will be playing different articulations, such as in measures 3 and 4. Here, the right hand is connected, but the left hand continues with the down-up tap motion. A good way to practice this is to slow it down, and as the left hand lifts after the second beat, pay attention that the right hand stays on the keys and not lift with the left hand. Down, up, tap. Another pitfall to watch out for is that the left hand will simply play all the notes connected as the right hand notes. Remember to think down, up, tap for the left hand and keep the right hand legato. This motion applies to measures 7 and 8 as well. Measure 11, and measure 16. As we talked about in the beginning of the lesson, minuet means small steps. The Italian minuets tend to be quicker and livelier, hence the tempo mark allegro. Think of this as an upbeat and lively dance with small and quick steps. The A section begins in D minor, with a slight melancholic character. Then we shift to F major, in a brighter, more joyful and optimistic mood. After A section is repeated, B section continues on in F major. Here in measure 15 and 16, we move back to D minor. B section is repeated, again with the upbeat character before ending in D minor with the fermata on Ds. The quick switch of the characters between the major and minor key is essential in bringing out the contrast of this piece. In this lesson, we talked about how to master some of the technical and musical challenges in George Friedrich Handel's Menuet in D minor. Continue to practice what we learned in lesson today. See you next time.